Okay, for this video, what we want to do is I want to show you a couple of tricks that will help you get this screw in and get it in so that it actually turns when it gets to that nut. Now, I've gone ahead and hidden everything but the parts that pertain just to this particular uh, exercise, and basically we're going to try to get this screw out of this bolt, or out of this nut, excuse me, and then we're going to make it come back in, and when it comes back in, it's going to turn into the nut. So the first thing I need to do is find out um, how far it is from this face of this screw to the other face where the nut and the washer meet. Now, we talked in the last video about the fact that we don't have the measure tool in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the assembly and use the assembly to make those measurements. So to do that, we'll come over to the left here in the browser and find the pipe vise assembly drawing, and we'll just go in there and right click on that and hit open, and it opens that particular file for us. Then we're just going to rotate this around where we can see that nut and bolt, and we're going to go in there and measure using the tool ribbon. We'll measure, and we want to make sure and measure that face. Now don't get it with the line across, that's just the diameter, but this face back to that face right there, and we can see it's 358 thousandths. So that's the thickness essentially of that nut there. So 358 thousandths. So we'll go in there and make a tweak. We want it to go on this axis right here, and we'll rotate that around a little bit, and we want it right in the center of that. Okay, and we'll just pull this piece right here back 358 thousandths, I believe it was. I don't need that point again though. 358, and accept that. So that should get me to the face of the other piece here, and if we want to check that, we'll hide this one just for a second. As far as that goes, we can hide it for the rest of this exercise. But you can see that's right at the edge. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now that's so that when we come back, we can start that back in at that position. Well, then we'll go in there and set another tweak about this axis, and we want that thing to rotate. Now, it's the number of threads per inch on this is 18, as it shows over here in the dialog box. So let's get our calculator out. So we've got 18 threads per inch. So 1 inch divided by 18, it's going to move 56 thousandths of an inch every time we make a turn on that. So we have to figure out how many turns we're going to make. Well, we need that. And we've got to go 358 thousandths, so it's 056. So let's clear that. We got 358 thousandths divided by 0.056, and that says we'd have to make almost 6.5 turns. So multiply that by 360 degrees. That's per turn. So 2300 degrees of movement is what we need there. So we'll put 2300 in here and accept that. So if we animate that, we'll see that those are the first two things on the animation. So there's my rotation. Now it looks like it's backwards. So we'll go back and reset that. And we'll go to the tweak that's 2300. We'll make a negative 2300. Again, don't forget to hit the enter button. And I didn't get it, so we'll do it again. There, we got it. And we'll animate. And we'll go ahead and hit our. Okay. So let's set this down to 50 here one time, see if that will help us out any. See, that to me looks like it's going backwards now. So let's reset it and let's run that back to 40. Now let's go 30. Apply that. Okay, I like that. Okay, so now what we'll do is we have, shoot, I need to leave that on. We want to go back and group those two. Hold the control key down, you can pick both of them. Group, apply. Then when we hit the run, we should see that it goes into place. Okay, so let's go in there and fix it so we can see that thing. Okay, so there it's starting to make its move in. And then it goes on. So that takes care of that portion of it. Well, we also need to pull that out. Now, at that point, we could pull that the rest, just pull that out as far as we want on that tweak. Or we could go back to the assembly, which as you can see is still on down here. And we could figure out just how much that thing needs to move from that position out to clear this face here. So we could go distance and grab this face. Again, make sure you don't get that slash through there. To this face right here. 0.893. And I'm going to go ahead and close this. So I need to move 0.893 just to get it clear of that. And that's minus 893. Accept it. And that takes care of that. Now I guess from there I would want to tweak that thing and move that out maybe 4 or 5 inches. And we can animate that now, and they're all still up at the beginning, so there it goes in and starts making its move and so on. So then all we have to do is make sure and get that in the right position as far as getting it back to where it's after probably after we put the fork in. There's the fork, there's the clamp, and there's another socket head cap screw, so we'll probably put it at the very end then. And that's 1 and 2. So we'll move, actually I'm going to go ahead and move 2 down. Okay. Then we'll get this hexagon hex screw. Okay, so that's the end now. But we'll move that up 1. Apply. And let's turn all these parts back on. and we'll animate that thing. Okay, so those are going into place. Got that going in. And we're going to have to go back in there. I think in these tweaks we probably got some visibility issues. Of course, you'll want those to screw in as well, and the one over here. So that's how you get those things set again to make sure they turn when they move in. So it gives you some idea of what the movement actually is on those things. So just want to give you another look at that.